Okay, so this is the emergency backup. I'm going to finish this chapter on my phone. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. All you subscribers out there, and especially the ones that have helped me out. Yeah, there's an herb, it's called the king of herbs. Yeah, a friend of mine was it was his dream, his life dream was to grow that here in Missouri. He died in a horrific accident with his whole family. Only he died. He was dead before his semi impacted the back of the other semi in front of him at about 60 miles an hour. Thanks to a trucking company that basically killed him. Anyway, he wanted to grow saffron, so thank you. That's a special shout out to that special herb. Wow, yeah, what an herb. Spice. Okay, back to reading. Okay, so Ed's eyes were glassy. Okay. Son of a bitch, Mark yelled. He looked at the other men and removed his blood-covered hands from Ed's body. Every eye had tears in it, even Gunny's. Gunny, these motherfuckers have to pay. Mark didn't care how much his mouth cost him. Right now, how are we going to kill these assholes? Gunny looked up at Joe. What are they doing, Joe? They're holding tight. I think they know we're still here, but that's not the worst of it, Gunny. I saw one of them stand up for a second, and he had on an army helmet and some kind of bulletproof vest. Was the vest black or camouflage? It was camo, the overweight lookout reported. How about the helmet? It was green, Joe answered quickly. No, the color. Not the color, the shape. Did it have straight lip all the way around, or did it get lower around the ears and in the back? I don't remember. I think it's too far for me to tell that anyway. Probably the newfangled Kevlar helmets and flak vests, the old Marine said to the group. He looked at Ted. Would you go get my ruck out of your back seat? You got it, Gunny. Ted ran down toward his car. How many are there, Joe? I only see 6 weapons sticking out of the holes. I don't know if that's all or not. Karate man, got your binoculars? No, Gunny, they're in the Jeep, Mark answered. I have a small pair. I'll get 'em, Rob offered as he ran to the Blazer. A moment later, Ted and Rob were back. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Karate man is going to spot for me. Give him the field glasses. I'm going to go from right to left. I need you all to cover everyone except who I'm firing at. When I get one and I'm ready to move to the next one, Karate Man will tell you all. Then leave that one alone so he don't move on me. Just don't blow through your ammo either. Just keep enough pressure on him so they can't get a good shot off, Gunny explained. Everyone understand? Gunny, how are you going to shoot through the barricade and through body armor? Manny asked. I ain't going to shoot through the barricade. Them firing ports are about 12 by 24. I'm shooting through them. And the old man rummaged around in his pack. He pulled out a Garand clip filled with ammo. The bullets looked like normal full jacket ammunition. The only difference Mark could see was that the tips were painted black. This should take care of the body armor. Mark could see a big evil grin across Rob's face. AP? The ex-SWAT commander asked. Yep, Gunny said, returning the grin. AP? What's AP? Manny asked. AP stands for armor piercing, Rob said. Everyone in the circle now shared the grin with each other. They all took their places to execute Gunny's plan. Mark had the binoculars and lay down beside the old warhorse. Gunny pulled out several more of the specially loaded clips and set them down beside him. He then used his rucksack for a rest and spent a minute getting into a comfortable position. When he was ready, he told Mark to tell the others. They started firing on the barricade. Okay, Karate Man. I'm shooting for about 6 inches to my right of the weapon. Tell me where they hit. Mark heard Gunny take in a deep breath and blow part of it out. His Garand barked. 18 inches low and about a foot left, Mark reported. The dog-faced Marine made an adjustment to his sights. He aimed and shot again. Okay, dead on the windage, still a little low, maybe 8 or 9 inches. Mark reported that the third shot was only 3 inches low, and he saw Gunny raise the sight back another click. raise the sight, back sight another click. When the ancient battle rifle went off this time, a scoped hunting rifle came tumbling out of the firing port. "You got him," Mark yelled as he slapped the shooter on the back. "Next target," Mark informed the covering team. Gunny shifted his position slightly and readied himself. It only took one shot for this unlucky MZB. Gunny swung to the next. His first shot mixed and Mark heard him curse himself under his breath. The next shot found its mark. "Great job," Mark bragged. Gunny moved his aim to the fourth firing hole. Mark heard the shot, then a loud ping. He had become accustomed to hearing gunshots, but the metallic sound of the Garand spitting out the empty clip actually made him jump. He laughed at himself. Gunny pushed a fresh clip into the weapon and quickly removed his hand before the bolt could mash his thumb. He settled back down into his position and shot the fifth MZB. At that point, all firing stopped from the barricade, and Mark saw two camel-clad individuals start running away. The firing from the covering team increased as they shot at the MZBs attempting to retreat. One didn't make it 50 yards. The second got about 100 out from the barricade before Gunny's Garand ended his escape attempt. A collective cheer went up. Mark thought it strange that they would be so happy to see a person shot. He felt guilty about the joy in his heart and the rejoicing in his throat at another human's death, but these weren't really humans. They were predators who lived off the death of others. They had to be killed, lest they kill more decent people. These thoughts made Mark feel better about what they'd just done, but a small doubt still remained in his mind. He wanted to be happy that these animals were dead. He pushed the thoughts out of his head. He didn't want to think about it. He just wanted to be happy that these animals were dead. Gunny made them watch and wait 30 minutes before they sent a team down to recon the barricade. Ronnie took that time to look over Mark's leaking leg. She repatched it as she chewed his butt for reopening the wound. When the recon team got to the barricade, the MZBs were all dead. The combination of the railroad ties, the sandbags stacked behind them, and the body armor and Kevlar helmets had precluded any wounding shots. All of the MZBs had been shot in the face, the neck, or through the helmet by Gunny's AP ammo. Scott's body was riddled with bullets. Thankfully, he had gone fast, according to Ed's account, and hadn't suffered. They wrapped his body and Ed's in two of the captured sleeping bags and made room for them in Jim's truck. When they placed the bodies in the vehicle that would give them their last ride, a soberness passed through all of the travelers. Gunny saluted the bodies, and everyone else followed his lead. When Mark was told of his Jeep's condition, he felt as though he'd lost another friend. Everything was so shot up that almost nothing was salvageable. However, the newly installed electrical parts were undamaged, and Mark asked the men to remove them. They did, unloaded the vehicle of anything else they deemed as repairable, and pushed the carcass into the ditch. The MZB weapons and ammunition were collected. Some were on the junkie side, but most were of good quality and could be put to good use. They also took all the flak jackets and helmets, even the ones with the neat little .30 caliber holes in them. A small argument precipitated about what to do with the MZB bodies. Mark decided that they weren't worth the gasoline it would take to burn them, and burying them was out of the question. Besides, he said, quoting one of his favorite lines from the outlaw Josie Wales, "Buzzards gotta eat, same as worms." That ended the argument. The big red Ford was used to push the barricade down, and the convoy continued home with Rob riding on point on one of the Harleys. The rest of the trip home was very quiet. Ronnie drove the Blazer, but she and Mark barely shared a word the rest of the trip. When they got to the Silver Hills gate, it occurred to Mark that he might have just aged 20 years in the last 2 days. Tell me how that feels.